are you doing today?
Living the dream, man.
You know, it's a September Tuesday.
Well, you know, I've had a great rash of events happen.
You have, and honestly, number one, building, how's that looking with the car that crashed through?
Well, the unexpected drive-through service actually got buttoned up. I had to spend the night.
Oh, no.
My wife and I had to sit there all night long with a big gaping hole in the building because of the zombies that come out after night.
You're right. And because you have a building full of inventory and all those...
Expensive trucks, trailers. Yeah. We sat there until the sun came up, and then we had a couple contractors stop by. Then Paul Yost had came by first, and very quickly within that same afternoon on Monday, I think it was about 5 or 6 of his guys, man, they had to use a come-along to pull that steel beam. I still cannot believe that they walked away from hitting that.
Yeah, so was it a couple that was in that car?
It was a female and a male passenger.
Okay.
Who, she admitted he grabbed the steering wheel. They were having an argument.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep, and one of the things that really concerned me is when she came up and said, "I'm so sorry," and I could smell the alcohol on her.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Well, you know, I hope that they
did a field. The PFC officer, you know, I approached him, and the police officers and the first responders, the fire department, Fred's Towing, I can't say enough. They came quickly. They were there before I got notified. I raced down there. I got there about 9:45. So, unfortunately, my neighbor across the street has 6 cameras, but none of them are facing my building.
What are they? Of course.
But there were three people on the street. I think the police officer said one was in a car. She was an Uber driver. And she said she saw the female driving fine, and then all of a sudden it was erratic. And I guess when he grabbed the wheel, you know, she tried to overcorrect it. And, well, you know, I've been offering contractors drive-up service to drop their construction debris off, but
that's not what you meant.
I didn't plan for that.
Well, and honestly, too, I mean, just to hear that, if you know of somebody that's in that situation, you can always call 1-800-799-SAFE, or you can text START to 88788 for the domestic abuse hotline, too, because that sounds like pretty nasty.
Yeah, I would say she needs a different boyfriend.
Yeah, I do, too. Text START to 88788, seriously, and get the help, because that's rough. But for you, though, I mean, you had just moved into that building.
Well, I've been in that building about 2 years.
Was it 2 years?
But
I thought it was 1.
I purchased it in February or March of
this year or last year? Last year, that's right. So, I mean, was it this year?
This year.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
this year. This
There's
year's
so much
over.
going
I can't remember.
There's so much going on, but I mean, it's just one of those where I'm sure that's a shot in the gut, and then you got a team that's still got to work the next day on Monday.
Well, you know what, CJ? If they would have, their car would have been back 2 feet, my trash truck and my roll-off truck were butted together, parked together on that exterior side, so they would have hit either one of those trucks. Now, I thank God for 2 things. 1, nobody was seriously injured or killed. I should say 3 things. Secondly, I thank God that she had full coverage.
Oh, you ain't a kid in there.
That's a huge plus.
Yeah.
But 3, if this would have been any earlier, our walk-in man door is right at that corner. Somebody would have been killed.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that somebody would not have been hurt really bad or killed. So, yes, they towed her car off. We had a hole in the building. We sat all night. Those 2 called an Uber and went home and slept in their bed while my wife and I caught a few winks because it's
You can't do
there's
it.
so many iffy people down there now.
Well, and
that's a whole nother issue.
Well, and the thing is, Denise, too, it's not like, you have the opportunity, you aren't hauling freight where, one bad day can, just put you behind for a few. If you have a situation where you guys go home and you sleep and all of a sudden one truck's gone or two trucks are missing, your operation is on an axis for an extended period of time. I mean, you have to be down there to watch those things. And it goes, those are the things that we don't see you doing as a business owner, and those are the things that you have to do. It just sucks that that's what was given to you this month. I mean, that's terrible, because you were just texting me about your new flyer about the roll-off dumpster service, and then right afterwards, I got a picture sent to me from you from that crash.
I'm still shocked about it. But you know what? They say, I was always taught things happen for a reason, and I'm really digging down deep to try and figure out what that reason is. Yeah. But the structural engineers came last Friday. Building and zoning did come on Friday. I didn't see anybody until then. I had the night of the accident on Sunday evening, I sent out emails to everybody letting them know, this unfortunate situation, to give them a heads up to come out and see me. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be totally honest, because people that know me know I'm very transparent.
Yeah.
I'm not here to bash anybody. I like I said, the police department, the fire department, the towing department, Paul Yost with Tycon Builders, amazing. But to have a structure damaged like it was and not have an inspector come out or even a call from the mayor, I was shocked. I've been here for 31 years, and people, if they watched I talked at the city council last Wednesday, we had phone calls all morning Monday from our customers, from friends, inquiring if we were okay.
Yeah. Well,
That
I mean,
was it.
And it wasn't like no one knew about it. I mean, hell, it was all over local media.
I know, I didn't even realize that.
Well, but the thing that kind of bothers me, though, is it's not like you were just sitting there with your hands on sitting on your hands. You were actively reaching out saying, I have a gaping hole and my building got crushed, and it took 5 days to get somebody out there.
Well, I got to tell you, too, that right before this happened, Ameren, I have to thank them as well, because I had them come out. I wanted the building lit up like a Christmas tree because I do have cameras everywhere, outside, inside, but we're having illegal dumping problems back there. I did apply for a TIF grant, and at the September 25th council meeting, I will get a response as to if it's approved or not. And one of the things that we're going to put up, if you've been to my building, which is the first Pepsi building, right there, catty corner from GB Grill, I have a huge parking lot.
Right.
So the first front part of it is asphalted. The back part is just concrete. So what I'm going to do is I've proposed to put a 117-foot fence that will be 54 feet across. It'll have a big 16-foot gate opening to where we can put all of our roll-off dumpsters out there, because they're flying out the door. I'm getting a lot of calls, but we need that space guarded. It's going to have barbed wire.
Well, and I think that's a needed TIF, because to me, it's you're performing a service for the community, and even though you're a profitable business, you're not you're getting paid. If you had dumpsters stolen, or you had this problem where all of a sudden,
or they fill them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. All of a sudden, that impedes the taxpayer's day to day, and it impedes their growth, because now they gotta maybe find someone else if something happens and they're filled, or someone took one, or God knows what happened. So the fence is a very much needed commodity there.
And part of the TIF is to paint the existing structure.
That's needed. But painting's expensive right now. I didn't.
Everything is expensive.
You ain't a kidding there.
Landfill fees are expensive.
We got a text. By the way, I got a text from our buddy over there. We had to bump Rusty today because you were coming in, so I kicked Rusty to Thursday. I said, Rusty, you got to come Thursday. Denise is coming today.
He gave me a shout out. He said he was coming Thursday. That guy's incredible.
Well, he said Chain Gang wants to make sure Denise cleaned up the trash after the.
You tell Mr. Rusty I was out there because the city and the fire department didn't sweep it up. I got out with a push broom with my headlights on, and I swept it up.
Well, and see, it sucks that you had to do. I mean,
I shouldn't have to.
No, but it sucks too that you wait 5 days to know. I mean, because there's a lot of things that could go wrong when an inspector shows up to your building that's crashed through. What all of a sudden if they go, you got to move everything out of here because it's not structurally safe?
I know.
I mean, to me, there is no excuse. I mean, there's no excuse at all. That you got a gaping hole in a building on one of your busiest streets.
Still framed.
Come on. I mean, I'm sorry they had to go through that, Denise. I can see why. I mean, if there's any frustration, I'd be very frustrated. But someone did come?
Yes, somebody did. Paul ended up calling. I gave him also a shout out.
Yeah.
That the structural engineer was coming. So, yeah, I was surprised somebody showed up. But you know what? In order to have a restoration or repair permit, there has to be a structure. And the girl's insurance company said, "No, we're not going to pay for that." And I'm like,
"Oh, yeah, you are."
Yeah, you are.
This ain't
It gets better.
It ain't an act of God,
Yeah, it just kept getting better and better all week. And then let's see, last Friday, I'm picking up one of my rubber tire dump trailers, and I get a call from my office assistant, and she's like, "I can't get out of my car. This is like at 7:00 when she comes in." I said, "Why?" And there's this woman, homeless woman across the street that broke into where rope and rigging used to be. Broke into his car, and I don't know what she took out of it. And then she came over and started beating on my building and calling my gal every name in the book. And so, you know me, CJ.
Yeah.
I put on the flashers and
Yep.
There I sat in the middle of the road, and she was behind my building and beating on the bus stop sign. God love her. I want to say this. Mental illness is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there are programs here that I hear, get thousands and millions of dollars for every year. Why are these people not being taken care of?
So I've said it time and time again on the show. I've had Centerstone on for twice a month for 6 months, and we talked about all the wonderful programs that they have, because you're right. It's not, it's not a make fun of them thing. It's they need help. They need help. And when you have a county that has these programs, I've talked to board members on this show, and I get an answer of, yes, that's a good idea. But why isn't the county doing more to get the information out of the programs maybe that are affiliated with the county, and just programs and resources that aren't? Because, what happens is word of mouth spreads, and then you get a couple of people that go, "Hey, there's one place down in Alton that'll help." And so everyone comes, and then all of a sudden they're stuck here, and there's programs in Edwardsville and all throughout the county that could come and help these people. And here they are banging on Denis Sparks' door. And it's not fair to them. It's not fair to their families. It's not fair to the people that pay taxes and have properties that are commercial properties and spearhead economic growth.
Or feel threatened to get out of your car.
I mean, I can tell you there's times where I've had that same situation. I mean, I've told the story time and time again about how I get out of my car and there's somebody peeing on one of my coworkers' cars as I'm walking in the building. You know?
My goodness.
And so it's not a make fun of them or they're bad people argument. It's a we need to help them. We have programs, so let's use them and let's get them the help that they need. I mean, that's just that simple.
And I have to commend one thing that I didn't realize when I came out of city council. Several of us were talking to Chief Ford, and they have a white patrol car that is specifically unmarked. And he was explaining to me how this particular police officer goes around and tries to help these homeless. And not only do we not have the funding for everything that these people need to be treated, but the question is this. You've got the other half that don't want help.
Well, that's true too.
So how do we get those that don't want help to take the help?
Well,
I think that's the bigger question.
Well, it is, and honestly, and that's a good point on the police department, because remember that guy that was walking down Broadway about a year ago with the gun, and it wasn't really a gun, but he could. I mean, any other city in the country, their police department 9 times out of 10 is going to do something a little bit more drastic.
Right.
But Sacred Spaces of Care, Megan Tyler,
Yes.
has worked so well with this APD that they're really doing good stuff. But you're right; it's if someone doesn't want help. I get that because, we've all had, I've had struggles and I get it. Sometimes you just don't want it. You want to keep your lifestyle. It's too hard, whatever, gotcha. But if it's starting to impede the taxpayers and it's starting to affect the life and safety of somebody because somebody doesn't want the help and they're still, maybe spun out, maybe they're just kind of gone. Well, that becomes a major safety issue, and it becomes an issue that affects the entire downtown district and entire downtown Alton area all the way up into East Alton, and it's something that's got to be talked about.
2 years ago when I moved in down at my building, the number of faces that I saw, maybe 10, 15 people, I knew them.
Well, right. You're right about that. Yeah.
And I knew who they were. I knew a lot of them by name. I've taken a couple homeless people. I'm going to tell you right now. Years ago, I took one off the streets and he worked for me for 10 years. Another one needed some medical attention and, I helped him out. The problem is those faces that I knew are deceased now.
Yeah.
From unfortunate overdoses. And every day that I look out my front door of my office or that I'm driving to work, I see new people every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, because there's,
It's tripled.
It is. It really has. And there's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. And, like you said, there's familiar faces. And just like you, there's times where, heck, if it's the middle of winter, I know when Kennedy Smith, I still have one, I think, in here. He brought me these, right here. These thermal emergency blankets. So if I know it's cold, I have one left. So whenever it starts getting cold, there's somebody that always hangs around the building. You give them to them and they stay warm. And it's, making sure you're doing your part because you aren't not trying to get rid of anybody. It's just, let's help them. Let's help them and let's make their lives better. That's just kind of the only thought I have about it. And then it's just like, why isn't the county, we can spend all of this money on ridiculous bids and all these ridiculous things. I'm tired of hearing their excuses for why, it's just the way things are written. So no, it's not. It's your choice. Why aren't we spending 1/10 of what we're spending on useless projects to inform people, number one, on local elections because they're the most important, and number two, mental health resources that are around? Why can't we spend anything on public service announcements or any type of advertising on billboards to say, hey, you can get help if you come here or call this number, and just try? Because we aren't doing anything. What's the worst thing we can do? Try and fail?
Well, it's just like, I've always said, and we just went through this with the homeless shelter that the Salvation Army wanted.
Yeah.
You have to vet these people.
For sure.
You can't just open the door and invite this one in and that one in. I mean, there are legitimate people out there that are abused that, for whatever reason, they may not be a drug addict. Mm-hmm. They may not be a criminal. They just are down on their luck and they need some serious help.
Yeah. And I
just think it's all backwards.
It is. And it's really sad. And just, honestly, you have a better eye than anybody because that is a very frequently traveled corridor and you definitely see it. So the reason you sent me a text on Sunday before the fun of September hit you in the nose, you had some roll off the truck dumpster services.
Ooh, wait till you see them painted purple.
So what do these look like?
I have pictures of them, but I mean, they're roll-off dumpsters. We still have the 10-yard and a 20-yard rubber-tired driveway safe dumpsters, so you can choose from those. It's not any different price. We have 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-yard roll-off dumpsters, and people like those because they sit on the ground and you can open up the door and walk in.
Exactly. You have seen people try to get those damn arms over those other ones. That is the feat in itself. Now, question for you, and this is kind of a CJ question, but maybe other people have it too. Do you only take trash and junk? Do you take, like, if someone needs to get
I take
a ton of dirt out of their basement and needs it to go
in the roll-offs, I have the ability now to be able to put different heavier items. Say like my axle dumpsters.
Oh yeah.
I won't put rock, dirt, or shingles in them because it's hard on the axles.
For sure.
So yes, of course though, if you're going to dump a ton of this or a ton of that or 3 ton, 4 ton, unfortunately the cost is going to be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But with the roll-offs, people potentially like to keep those anywhere between 3 to 7 days.
Well, that's what I was saying. For me personally, because it's not a ton of dirt, but I want to get it kind of cleaned off there. And I have an old water heater that I just replaced that's down there, and just a ton of stuff.
Scrap. Anytime that I send information out on my dumpsters, there is a list that I also text that says items not accepted. Mm-hmm. Scrap metal is one of them, but I don't want it in the dumpster.
Gotcha.
I'm huge on recycling.
Yeah.
You know that. So, for instance, we picked up one today and another one, and I told the people, if you have appliances, any type of scrap metal, put it to the side. And my crew went back and picked it up this morning. So
That's cool.
we recycle it.
I gotta give you a
I'm
call.
like I shouldn't say this, but I'm like the old Central Hardware. Anything from scoop to nuts,
Well, and that's what I love about you, though, because that's
we're
the
a one-stop shop now.
Well, and that's what I seriously brag about you all the time, because it's like, just pick, if you have anything related to hauling, just call Denise, because if she doesn't do it, she has a great answer on why you can't, or what type of things you got to look for. And my parent, I got a question for you. We put you on the spot. My dad the other day missed trash day. He called the office. Was he able to get his trash picked up for being lazy?
I don't know, but my guys are told if it's not out, they go up and pick it up.
Oh, good. Well, he left his in the garage, I think.
Oh, well,
yeah, that's why he messed up, and he was like, man, I forgot to roll the trash out. I said, well, call Denise. She might come back and get it. Who knows?
He may have talked to Mindy. I don't know.
They love your service. Seriously. It's a great thing. And, it's just one of those times now, because the weather's starting to cool off. This roll off the truck dumpster service is perfect because, what better? It's going to be getting cooler. You have keep it for a week, and every day take some stuff out of the garage that you aren't using anymore. And it's good to know the way that you guys, get rid of your items. It's not all going in the, the landfill. You got recyclables. You're really big on anything
Donating.
that you can refurbish. Yeah. Honestly, it's huge to know that for so many.
Well, one of the things that people like too, especially if I get the phone call, is I explain to them, look, you know what? They're like, oh, I don't want to spend, $420 for a 10-year. I'm like, you know what? Here's another option that you have. Get your stuff, take pictures of it, text it to me. If my junk crew can come and if I can cut your price a little bit lower to save you some money, or you want to put it curbside to save even more money, there's options at Sparks.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, I need a dumpster and I can't afford it. Well, let me talk to you. Let me feel you out and find out exactly what you're throwing away.
It's community business, because it's not a website that goes, oh, well, you either got to pay this now or you aren't getting it, and that's what I think's really good about this, is the fact that, there's a lot of people that know it's not necessarily wanting a discount, but just going, hey, because we've all been there where, your water heater and stove go out at the same time, or whatever the hell you have, maybe the couch breaks and you got a bunch of stuff you need to get rid of, and it's like, I just spent the last couple of bucks I had on, the stove, and I got to get the stuff hauled out of here. We've all been there, and it's good to know that you're working with us.
Yep.
Are you still growing in trash pickup clients?
Woo, yes.
I just saw that
by the end of the year, I'm going to have a bigger trash truck. I just hired a trash truck driver. He used to work for a big corporation over in St. Louis, so he's a really nice guy. So I ask, my clients or my customers, they see new faces, just bear with him. He does have several years experience. And then we have our roll-off driver. And I'm always looking for, part-time help on the junk removal side. We are busy.
But that's what I love.
I love it though.
Yeah, I follow you on Facebook and I just see the things, and it's like, it's really cool to see that you are seriously just out there and at them all the time.
People asked a year ago when they saw that I was 2 years ago when I was in this building, they're like, when are you going to get roll-off dumpsters, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I listen to what their needs are, and I try and deliver.
Well, and especially, too, because for a while it seemed like these roll-off dumpsters, it seemed like they were so hard to find.
And they were so high.
Or you had to call a St. Louis company or whatever, and then it was like, you know what else is like that, too, now? You might want to take me up on this offer.
What's that?
Locksmiths.
You know what else somebody's brought to my attention?
What's that?
That I should offer? And boy, I've been thinking about it. Shredding service.
Oh, God, yeah. 100%
You know how many estates I go into that they want their paperwork shredded?
I couldn't even imagine.
Oh, I'm tired.
So, are you still taking trash clients?
Absolutely.
781-1407?
Actually, the trash line now is 618-433-1128. That is our trash line office number.
The exclusive number
The
for trash.
office is open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3:30. If you don't want to pay your bill online, you can set it up with your bank. You can come down and see us and pay it in person, and we can chat. You can mail it. You can leave it in my mailbox. Whatever. But yeah, we're taking new customers. And then for the junk removal side, demolition and dumpsters, I handle, which is 618-781-1407.
I will be giving you a call. I got to get
You
this
got my
stuff
private
out of there.
number.
Yeah, I do. I got the line. I got the red line.
Yeah, you got the hotline.
Denise, it's always good talking to you. I hope things, at the end of the year goes a little bit more smoothly.
It'll be behind us soon.
Yeah. Well, I know that everything's been a little bit different, but love you to death and just keep working hard.
Same here, buddy. Don't forget, vote for us in the best of the best.
Oh, by the way, how was Pride Fest?
It was great.
I know that you guys were down there. I did because you guys
We
had a
put our
vendor.
truck down there,
Yeah.
and they filled it up.
Oh, well, that's cool. Providing more community service.
Providing more community service.
You can see more on how you can be a part of this great community-oriented service at sparksjunkremoval.net and reclaim your space today. Denise, thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy.
We'll take a quick break. Daily Show on a Tuesday smacks you in the face next.